Okay, so last time we looked to this, the trade processing part, because trade processing is the initial stage of any financial instrument. Without trade processing, you cannot go ahead and you cannot see the further processes as well. So that is what the trade processing is, the initial stage of entire financial market instrument life cycle. And this applies to FX, this applies to derivatives, this applies to even the money market instrument, commodity, stock market, mutual fund, hedge fund, private equity, and venture capital. Because trade processing is something, before trade processing, you can see some process like to documentation part, onboarding part, negotiation part. According to instrument, that can vary, right? But this is just a general process that you can see, the trade processing. Okay. So even if you look to this chart, query resolution, confirmation check, documentation tracking and chasing, the rate fixing, payment calculation, cash flow reconciliation, payment advice, payment funding and payment processing, nostro reconciliation and control. So these are the just key activities that you can see once process the trades. If you have any doubts in this, you can ask, because even last time also we spent much time on this. Okay. Okay, so now just we'll look to the trade life cycle. So how the trade life cycle has their own life cycle. Okay, as I think in the first session we discussed about the players, who are the key players into the hedge fund or mutual fund or maybe the private equity product life cycle. So depository, that will have to appoint the depositor who can provide the safekeeping services to our securities, right? And even the custodian, right? So we need to have a custodian account, so who can provide all the facilities to us, custody facilities to us, right? Even the investment manager who can take the investment decisions to buy and sell, or maybe to hazing, or maybe to another other the the CDO and CLO obligations part, who can look to entire investment products. So we need to have an investment manager institution. Even we need to have a broker accounts or dealer who can help us to manage our trades, right? Who can help us to buy the trade securities or sell the securities. And even exchange also, exchange like NSE, BSE, at international level, New York Exchange, Shanghai Exchange, Nikkei, then your London Stock Exchange. We need to have a connection with the stock exchanges as well, because ultimately, when you look to the equity part, we'll have to go on a stock exchanges platform and find out the buyer who are willing to sell the securities or who are willing to buy the securities. That is what even we need to have a strong connection with stock exchanges. Okay, so that is what the trade life in terms of trade life cycle when we talk about it. So definitely the investment manager is the first one who can take the decision to buy and sell the securities. Securities could be anything, including your bonds, equities, then the derivative instruments, FX market instruments, then commodities, or it could be any, depends on the investment strategy. Then the broker where can the broker can provide the account facility, demat account facility to us. So that is what we need to have a broker, and even broker can help you to meet your requirement, equity requirement and all, right? Then exchange is the third, so which again, as an investment manager, you will have to list your entity on a stock exchange platform. As even exchange, they should know what we are doing, where we are dealing, and accordingly even they can also help us to mitigate a requirement. Sometime you can see, uh, suppose we are in a XYZ derivative obligation at the moment, suppose we are short on a millions of securities at the moment, suppose there is no buyer available or seller available to sell the securities to us. So in that case, even exchanges also can help us to mitigate a demand, and if you don't have a good rapport with the exchanges, then uh, there is one recent case, which is, if I'm not wrong, with the Archis Capital Group. Archis Capital Group. Even this is like apart from the normal knowledge you can carry. If they ask, like, even you can put this example for a hedge fund investment strategies. Archis Capital Group, they have lost 2 lakh crore, and that is in just 2 days. That is the question. How? So what they did short sell worth of rupees this 2 lakhs crore. They had a prediction like the market can go down, so that is what they hold the securities for a short sell. Because see, whenever you enter in a hedge fund arena, you always ensure yourself your strategies are not disclosing to anyone. This is very, very important, because the like you, there are many more players who are ready to hunt to your capital, right? For example, the capital, the hedge fund group would be like the Blackstone, BlackRock, Bar Square, and many more. They are there to hunt you down. So that is what you shouldn't disclose your investment strategy to anyone. And what happened here? Their information been leaked as they are short on the few of the securities. And then what happened finally? Their competitors, they do also same, but might be they had a positions to recover their short position, and actually Arch's Capital was default on to recover the positions, or to to buy the securities at the moment. And even the uh, if no one is ready to buy the securities at the moment, then definitely the regulators will penalize to you. So in short, he will ruin everything, he will lost everything from the market. And the same thing happened with the Arches Capital Group. They were short on lots of the equities part. Short means short sell करना. You had a prediction like market can go down, बट ये हमेशा नहीं होता है. बट ये हेज फंड के लेवल पे भी होता है. इन शॉर्ट आप खुद भी कर सकते हो. इफ यू हैव अ डिमैट अकाउंट, इवन यू कैन आल्सो डू द शॉर्ट सेल. There is no obligation on you. The obligation is like you need to have a margin, minimum margin in your account to meet the margin requirement. And if you don't have that, definitely that securities, the broker can secure up the securities. Secure up, it means to forcefully, broker can execute the trade on behalf of you. And even they can inform to the regulator or depository, like he or says default on a margin payment, or maybe on a security, or maybe they don't have a positions to recover the short positions. And also that is what this is like critical things. And even most of the hedge funds, they avoid to do such things, because hedge fund के लिए उनकी जो capital strength है, scale है, ज़्यादा होती है. अगर तुम 200 करोड़ के भी अगर इक्विटी लेते हो at a time किसी कंपनी में, it's bit difficult to sell that 200 crore at a time if there is no buyer who can willing to buy that securities. As simple as that. And even broker also can't do anything. ब्रोकर उतना ही कर सकता है जितने सिक्योरिटीज उसके पास पड़े हुए हैं अभी, तो उतने ही दे सकता है आपको, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. या फिर he can look around here and there who are ready to sell that. As simple as that. But ये बहुत केसेस में ऐसे अगर किसी को पता लग गई, भनक लग गई कि आपने ये एक बड़ा इन्वेस्टर उसके ऊपर बैठा हुआ है, जैसे कि सपोज most of the investor follow to the superstar investor or FIIs, foreign institutional investors. Like suppose if Morgan Stanley tomorrow, if Morgan Stanley buys the holding for a TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, you can see the trend for Tata Consultancy Services would be like most of the retail investors, they also try to buy the securities of a TCS. द सेम वे अगर किसी को लग गया कि हम ये शॉर्ट सेल कर रहे हैं, अगर मॉर्गन स्टैनली ये करे कि शॉर्ट सेल कर रही है, तो सभी लोग सेल करते बैठेंगे, बट बाय कोई नहीं करेगा. या फिर ये हो सकता है कि जो आपका बड़ा प्लेयर होगा वो क्या करेगा, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपोजिट जाके आपके स्ट्रेटेजी बनाएगा कि आप जितना होल्ड कर रहे हो उतनी सिक्योरिटी हो, उतना जो मार्केट पाइपलाइन में स्टॉक्स आ रहा है वो बाय करके बैठेगा, ताकि आप जब भी ये रिक्वायरमेंट आए, जैसे कि आपने 2 दिन के लिए 4 दिन के लिए शॉर्ट सेल आपने करी है, तो उस समय तक आपको पोजीशन से मिलने नहीं देगा, मार्केट से कहीं से उठाने नहीं देगा। यानी कि योर डिफॉल्ट ऑन टू मीट द शॉर्ट रिक्वायरमेंट, ये बहुत केसेस में ऐसे होता है। इसलिए सो इट्स वेरी क्रिटिकल टू मेंटेन दी secrecy in the hedge fund investment strategy. That is what they don't disclose their investment strategies to anyone. And if your strategy leaked, then definitely you can see the bad effects on your investment decision. Yeah, the same tragedy happened with the what I would say, Harshad Mehta, right? Because their opponent, they got to know he invested in the securities, and he's even he hadn't much capital to sustain और रेसिस्ट अगेंस्ट देम, सो दैट इज व्हाट उन्होंने भी बाय करना शुरू कर दिया। उन्होंने भी इतना बाय करा जितना मार्केट में पड़ा हुआ था, बाद में ट्रेड ही नहीं हो रहा था, यानी कि अपर सर्किट लगा के बैठेगा तो दैट डजंट मेक सेंस। कई ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजीज में आती है। सो इसलिए कई सारे ऑपरेशन जो ऐसे होते हैं, जो एक्सपीरियंस्ड कैंडिडेट हो, ट्रस्ट वर्दी हो, ऐसे ही लोगों को ऑफर किए जाते फ्रंट ऑफिस की जॉब। इसलिए हम जैसे लोग फिट नहीं हो उसके लिए। जो कोलीग कैफेटेरिया में जाके मैनेजर की वाट लगाता है ना, मतलब ऐसा ऐसा बोल के, वो दे आर नॉट फिट फॉर अ फ्रंट ऑफिस जॉब। द पर्सन शुड हैव अ strong commitment with the job so that he cannot share his input with anyone. ऐसा सीन है। Okay, so here also that you can see even the borrow these exchanges and the broker and in investment management, custodian, depositories, they work together collaboratively, and they can generate the revenues for themselves. Even investment manager has their own objective to earn the return on the investment. Custodian has objective to earn the return on their services. Depository also, they charge some depository services on a quarterly basis or on a trade basis. And the broker is also, again, they are there to provide that broking services to us. They can actually go into the market and they can contact to the XYZ investors and the holders, and they can actually negotiate with them to sell the securities or buy the securities. So that is what even they charge the broker charges as well. For a retail investor, they don't call, because even we don't hold much securities, but if you hold like 2% 3% out of 100% of a XYZ company, then definitely they also like they can contact to you. And sometime even the broker can the provide facility to place the securities or to borrow the securities, lend the securities, and also that is what. So you need to have a strong relationship broker dealers as well. And the exchange platform, again, exchange platform is also important, where you can see all the listed securities information. Apart from that, exchanges can provide the valuable insightful information to us, so on the basis of that we can take the investment decisions. So all the players are important. And apart from that, the key function that you can see from a processing perspective, suppose if you joined as a custodian process, or if you join as a depository process, or suppose if you join as a broker dealer process, then we need to uh, have a like the process that you can see, like trade allocation. Trade allocation is something every day that will have to allocate trade to the respective accounts, or to the respective LXID, or to the respective IZIN, or to the respective QC, or to the respective the investor account. So whole day that will have to do the same. And if you the join the team is like the trade instruction. Trade instruction is something like contract notes. So every day, or we'll have to do the same. So we'll have to match the instructions like buy side, sell side, and other information like trade date, settlement date, and the price and counterparty names and all. And we'll have to pass that instructions to the middle office and back office team accordingly. And the settlement is something, once the trade gets settled, at the moment that we'll have to transfer that security from one account to another, and we'll have to debit the fund respectively from the one account to another, and we'll have to credit to the respective one. So that is what even the settlement, if you joined as a settlement team, then we'll have to do the same activity every day. But yes, product to product, some different functions that you can see. For equity, like it's very simple. On a T+2 basis, we settle the trade in our system. So on a T+1, actually, we'll have to work with middle office to match the instructions, or to match the invoice or contract details or contract notes, right? And on a T+2 means exactly trade date plus 2. So we'll have to create an accounting projection in our system as like the we have the trade has been executed successfully and it has been settled in the respective accounts. Even the fund has been debited. The same way they will have to confirm the trade confirmation and affirmation information to the even depository, to the maybe custodian, or to the investor, or to the hedge fund. So they are like they will have to communicate with each other. So that is what you can see, the confirmation, affirmation. Affirmation, it means once the suppose you can confirm the trade, and if you send the instructions to them, and again, and once they confirm to you, so that is the affirmation process again, that we can confirm yes, or else we can respond to them, thanks for the confirmation. So that is how the communication goes. So that is what you can see, the settlement confirmation, settlement authorization. Authorization, it means like the depository actually they the flow that you can see, like broker dealer to investment manager, custodian, and then depository. Because at the end, when you buy something on a T plus 2 basis, every broker is entitled to process that security from broker account to depository or custodian, who is the custodian. For example, NSDL, National Depository Services. Whenever you buy the security of XYZ company, or let's say Infosys company, on a 2 T plus 2 basis, the broker, XYZ broker, let's say the Zerodha one, if you make a trade with the Zerodha, then they are entitled to transfer that securities to the depository on a T plus 2 basis. Okay, so that is how the the entire communication goes. Trade instructions are framed, trade settlement confirmation, trade settlement authorization, delivery, trade details, trade allocations, and all. Yeah, custodian, even the custodian work as a clearing corporation, right? So because one entity can perform many functions. So clearing corporation, in short, it is like again they provide the settlement service. Right, so they provide confirmation like the fund is there, because see what happened, I'll tell you. When you send a request for a buy trade or sell trade, accordingly they will have to hold the fund in your account, because when you entered into obligation, and suppose suddenly you had changed the mind and then you entered in some other contracts, and if there is no fund available in the account, so at the moment it's like it's a bit difficult to change that, and even we cannot do that, as simple as that. We are abide to execute that trade. So that is what even clearing corporation come into picture, as they are entitled to process the payment on time to the respective counterpart. And in the agreement like this, you can see some like check payments and all, or else like cross border payments and all. So in that case also, clearing corporation can help us to manage the payments as well, right? So that is what clearing corporations, so they will have many other responsibilities as well, so apart, so they can work. But yes, custodian can work as a clearing corporation for us, or for the hedge fund and mutual fund houses, or maybe for individual equity traders. Okay. Portfolio accounting and the reconciliation, this is interesting because most of the people in the industry, they are looking for a hedge fund accounting and all. बट मैंने एक चीज़ ऑब्जर्व करी है कि जो ट्रेड प्रोसेसिंग होगा, ट्रेड रिकॉन होगा, ये भी अकाउंटिंग में आता है. दिस इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. बट ये बहुत सारे लोगों को पता ही नहीं होता है. सो लास्ट वीक एक केस आया था. ही वाज वर्किंग विद एक्स वाई जेड कंपनी. आई डोंट वांट टू रिवील her name because this is a recorded line. So he's working with the hedge fund house, and I think sorry, she's the part of a recon team, trade reconciliation and all. Like, so she is entitled to perform the recon between the main ledger and sub ledger, but she's not aware about the other functions. So that is what she's saying to me, like, hey, I'm looking for a job in hedge fund accounting and all. And when we discuss in details, then I got to know. And even she was also shocked. Like, she's already working with hedge fund accounting process, but says doesn't get that idea, or even nobody shared that input with her, like you are the part of hedge fund accounting. Anyways, okay, so the portfolio accounting and reconciliation. Okay, so accounting is also important, as well as the recon activity is also important. Recon is something like, you can say in a layman language, auditing process or examine process. So whatever we process, when you process the trade, in this slide that you can see, so someone or the counterparty, when they process the trades, right? Once they process the trade, it means we have received input in our system, right? So once we received the input in our system, then we'll have to create the accounting projections in our accounting system. Even that we'll have to create the accounting projections to the investor's account as well as to the hedge fund's account. So we'll have to maintain that, and even we'll have to provide the accounting services to our clients. And that is what you can see, the hedge fund administration, they come into picture. They can provide portfolio accounting services and recon services to the hedge fund managers and even to the institutional investors as well. And that is what they charge, like the 2%, and even less than that, or even sometime more than that. That is depends on their service and the negotiation between the respective counterpart. Okay, but yeah, so even you can see this, the data retrieval. Centil receives trade files, price files, bank debt and swaps, confirms trades from traders. So data retrieval, as simple as that, when you receive the data for a respective trades, that data will have to confirm it with our sources or internal sources. Then again, you can download like the data from the broker house. As simple as that, the broker is the key player into the this investment ecosystem. So they will again provide the trade details to you, so accordingly you can perform the trade reconciliation, right? The trade reconciliation is something, trade information is reconciled to data received from a prime broker and the other the R trading team or trading desk and all. And even it should be done and should be verified. Before, the 5 years ago, or maybe the 10 years ago, when you go back one decade, then that there wasn't that the electronic process for verification and reconciliation. So they actually they used to take out the printout and verify it, and then accordingly they will have to sign and submit it to the manager. That was the process, and maybe to the regulator. But nowadays, there has been lots of advancement done in terms of technology and all, and that is what even you can experience many the accounting applications with the hedge fund houses, mutual fund houses, and private equity, and maybe the equity and corporate action, and many more. So after trade reconciliation, exceptions and breaks. So this is something important. Most of the time, you an interviewer make an argument on this part. When you see the discrepancy, when you see the exception, how can you resolve it? Your answer should be like when you see when you see the recon break, or when you see the discrepancy into the two sets of account. So first of all, the investigation is come at first place. So we have to start to do the investigation. And after investigation, there could be two scenarios. One is either you can report that investigation or input to the respective counterpart, or the right team who can take the action. So it could be middle office, or it could be back office, or it could be recon team, or it could be the desk team, or maybe trade settlement team, or maybe dividend team, or maybe the tax team. So that is depends on the nature of the break. Then and another could be like you can take the action on your own. Suppose you are sure about like this happened, or this break occurred just because of the trade price that has been amended later on, and that not been posted in the middle office book, or maybe your accounting book, or maybe in ledger, or maybe in sub ledger. So in that case, if you know the resolution, then you can debit and credit the respective transaction, or maybe you can edit in your accounting system. Most of the accounting system you can't see like the main ledger and sub ledger, but yes, you can see the like deal names XYZ, ABC, then A, B, D. So you can see such a name. So you can actually go into their accounts and you can modify the rate. Suppose previously it was 100%, then now you can take 90% or 95 as per the broker confirmation, or maybe the hedge fund manager confirmation, or maybe the team who is dealing with the client service desk. So you can make the amendments as per their requirements into your accounting system. So that is called the exception and break resolutions. But yes, so most of the time, so they can make an argument on, so what are the uh, scenarios that you can see cause of that the break can create. So simply, so if there is a difference in the price means it's a rate, or that could be the first. Another could be like uh, the quantity. So later on the quantity has been amended due to XYZ reason. So it can be increased or decreased proportionately. So again, so both the system middle office or back office or maybe sub ledger and ledger, it should be, or maybe the counterparty's book, it should be amended on time to time or on a real time basis. But yeah, as we all are human, so we can make an error again, so like typo error, or maybe sometime if the processor is new at the moment, he can post wrong entries to the respective account. So due to that also you can see the exception and breaks. Or sometime you can see the the trade date is missing from the transaction, so that is what the respective system is not picking that projection in the respective system. So that is also you can see the change, right? So there are a number of reasons, but yes, you should know few the generic ones, so which you can highlight or you can disclose in the interview process, and accordingly you can resolve the break. But yes, make a sequence like investigation, findings, reportings along with the investigation report and the resolution. And once you resolved, the confirmation to the respective teams. Yes, this has been resolved from my end. So this should be the sequence to resolve the discrepancy and exceptions. And even you can use the same pattern while answering to the questions in the interview process. Okay, so up to exception and break resolution, the profit and loss reconciliation. Right, so every day that suppose you are the part of equity, then every day we'll have to prepare a daily profit and loss account, and we'll have to provide the reconciliation report as well, because this is very important. Like for example, we buy the security at rupees 100, and the same way we sell the securities at rupees 15. So in this case, definitely, apparently we have generated 5 rupees the capital gain for per securities. So that is what we need to perform, or the preparation of a daily profit and loss account reconciliations. And even so this profit and loss account, the broker also can share to you, because ultimately you have an account with the XYZ broker, and even you can they have a system, so they can provide you the daily profit and loss account statement to us. Do you have your own demat account with any XYZ broker? Okay, so do you actively trade, or how it is? Exactly. And even they can send you daily as well. If you subscribe the facility, they can provide you the daily, of the profit and loss account to you, as the statement to you, so you can reconcile your positions with them. And if you see any discrepancy, then you can. So another tab is like uh, profit and profit and loss account analysis. Analysis is something like just to check the realized profit and unrealized profit, and accordingly you can confirm with the broker. If because ultimately the broker, they can also charge their charges, or their the depository charges on behalf of the depository, other charges, clearing corporation charges, and also they can charge it on behalf of them. So that is what. So we need to analyze analysis the profit and loss of that particular day as well, and accordingly again we'll have to share that report with the fund manager, because accordingly he can take the next investment decision, right? And the valuation part is something like valuation, pricing, and valuation of portfolio. So it's simple. So after getting deduction of all the payables, it means the broker fees, or maybe the other taxes, or maybe the clearing corporation fees and all, even to calculate the interest and dividend. Then after that, you will have a value of your portfolio with you, right? So that term called as valuation, right? Price into quantity. If you can do this, then you will have a amount. So amount is also the part of valuation. But if you want a net valuations of your security, then you will have to debit all the dues that you are the due on that particular security, or pending for that particular security, so like brokerage fees and all, right? So you exactly, the debit margin and all. So there are a number of terms that you can say. But yes, and if you go like by the sequence, data retrieval, broker downloads, trade reconciliation, exceptions and breaks, valuations, profit and loss account analysis, profit and loss account reconciliation, and where the trade goes end. Okay, so this is how the trades goes into the different phases. So till here, if you have a doubts, you can ask me. Okay, so are you getting everything right? Exactly. Because see, the your understanding is important for me because you guys are paying, so that is what I'll have to also ensure that you guys are understanding the process. Okay. Okay. So this is like the information. This is like just a good to know basis or need to know basis. So like who are the major hedge fund administrator in the world or US, right? So like Citco Fund Service, they are on top. Then Fortis Prime Fund Solution. Yeah, yeah. No worries. So after this session, we can discuss that offline. Okay. Because this is a recorded line. So I don't want to reveal any client information here. So that is what. Okay. So whatever. So okay. No worries. तुम्हें जो भी ऐसे डाउट्स होते हैं ना तो डायरेक्टली कॉल मी तुम्हारा कॉल भी नहीं लगता है ठीक है तो ये ओके तो मैं अगर ये कॉल पे हम डिस्कस करेंगे ना सो दैट विल बी सेफ फॉर यू एंड फॉर मी okay so Citco Fund Service they are on top. Then who is the list like SEI investment? These are like top 10 hedge fund administrators. UBS, Goldman Sachs, Globe, OP, Ops that you can call investment banks and trust. Ireland based. This is Ireland based hedge fund administrator. Then IFS and State Street Company. Even you can look for a State Street Company, Goldman Sachs, even UBS hedge fund service. Then Fortis Prime, I'm not sure about Fortis Prime if they are at Hyderabad location or not. But yeah, fund service, they are Setco Fund Service, they are also looking for a migrations, some amount of business from one location to another. So that you can look for, right? And even so, this is like need to know basis. Just you should know who are the hedge fund top hedge fund administrators, and nobody can ask question on this part. This is for like for your own good. Okay. Rest of the information is also like for the the good to know basis. Okay, if you want to go through it, you can go through it. This is about like the state company. This information is also available on a public domain. But what I do whenever जब भी मुझे ऐसे सेशन लेता है तो मैं वो मटेरियल उठा के एक पीडीएफ में बना के और एक प्रेजेंटेशन में बना के दैट आई कैन डिस्कस विथ यू गाइस जैसे ये कम रियल नेम्स जैसे डिस्कस होते हैं ना तो आपको और वो कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है कि यस वो इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो है ये इसलिए ठीक है इवन सो दिस इज अबाउट द स्टेट कंपनी and their business model like the front office they are offering services to like front office service middle office service and the back office service to their clients. The front office could be like proprietary analytics, risk service, trade capture, online trade blotter, the real-time positions and real-time profit and loss accounts so they can provide the services to their clients, right? So the middle office perspective, again, the derivative processing and settlement service they can offer to their clients and still they're offering. The trade allocation, this is also important because every time when you book the trades in bulk, so there should someone who can allocate the trades to the respective accounts. And I think this trade allocation part you can see the majorly that or actively that you can see under the structured finance process or loan business, loan syndication and all. Trade confirmation, yeah, this applies to all the segments. When you settle the trade or when you place the trade in both the cases that will have to provide or send the confirmations to our clients. And even state street they They are like the broker as well. They are like hedge fund administrator. They are like investment banks and all. So they have a multiple functions. Even they work as a legal advisor as well for their clients. So that is what. Trade, money to trade settlement. This is like recon tool. They can provide such a facility to their clients. Collateral management. Again, collateral management, which is like to loan against securities or to loan against the other debt instruments and all. So they can help you to manage your collaterals at under one roof or under one umbrella. Portfolio valuations to calculate the value or to maintain the other details and to evaluate your portfolio and all. So after that, you can calculate the portfolio value. So even they are providing portfolio services, and even you can see same functions with other banks as well. So that doesn't mean only the state offering. Okay, so you can see such a services with NT, Citco, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, BNY, but yeah, they can called by the different names in their organization, right? Prime broker interface or portfolio valuation, cash management. For cash management, they can call like treasury management as well or wealth management as well, and the back office finally. All the accounting parts comes at the back end. Cash cash management. See, this is the integral part of entire business lines, not only the manufacturing, not even you can see the retail businesses as well. Even you can see the investment businesses as well, right? On a daily basis, suppose you are a hedge fund manager, you cannot look to all the activities, right? Your portfolio size is like 2000 crore or 3000 crores, and on a daily basis, what you do, you add some new trades and you exit from the another new trades or old trades, right? So on a daily basis, how can you trace to your cash? So how much cash is remain in your account? So that is what the cash team is there, or cash management team is there, who can help you to manage your cash balances and all. So ending the balance or closing the balance or beginning the balance and all. Maybe quarterly balance, monthly balance. So they can prepare the report, and along with that, they can provide you all the inputs to you. So on the basis of that, you can check how much cash is left or remain in the USD account, maybe the GBP account, maybe INR account, or maybe another the currencies, different currencies account. And the same procedure and pattern you can see the every business segment. This applies to the manufacturing businesses as well. This applies to the retail businesses, IT businesses, because cash is the integral activity यार. Without cash management कहीं पे भी business नहीं कर पाओगे आप. Yeah. This is about the okay, so this is about the back office. So where you can see even the when we shout like the accounting. See, this is a back office function: profit and loss account, partnership accounting, shared based accounting, daily NAV and performance of the fund performance and all. Profit and loss account attributions, partnership accounting, shared based accounting, share equalization, structured product accounting, fund of funds reporting and analytics, tax allocation, investor services, K1. Yeah, what is the K1? So might be this is a tax and the reporting templates. The this would be K1, K1 and PFIC. Or else I'll share this. I'll check it because K1, K2. Yeah, this is so probably it would be for the tax or as well as or else it would be for uh, the reporting template. So as per that, we'll have to submit the report to the regulators or regulatory reporting, compliance services, and also all the functions that you can see under the back office processes. Okay, so fund accounting is also part of back office process. बिकॉज ये बैक ऑफिस अगर ये ऐसा कोई नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि मतलब बैक ऑफिस का है तो थोड़ा सा है ना बहुत सारे लोगों के दिमाग में ख्याल होता है बैक ऑफिस का बिजनेस मतलब उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट back office is the integral department of the entire the business life cycle. Without back office you cannot serve the product to the customer. And if you want an example, I'll tell you. So we'll take an example of restaurant. When you go to the restaurant, when you go to the restaurant, First of all, their executives, they attend to you guys. They can help you to grab a seat or position, and again they can provide you the brochure or menu card, and even they can discuss lots of things like, so what will you have and all. For example, कोई नॉन वेज है, कोई वेज है, कोई मतलब बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हम लेते हैं या फिर जो फूड्स है लेते हैं. सो अगर हम इसी का एक एग्जांपल उठाते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल कि हमने कोई अ, चलो आइसक्रीम या फिर चलो या फिर मानो कि कोई बिरयानी ऑर्डर करी है. हमने बोला कि यस, सो वी आर ओके विद बिरयानी, चिकन बिरयानी, सो या कैन यू सर्व दैट. तो एक यही कहेंगे कि सर यस सर डेफिनेटली वी हैव अ बिरयानी, सो क्वालिटी है वो है, सो इफ यू एग्री विद दिस जस्ट लेट अस नो, सो आई विल सेंड दिस ऑर्डर टू द सेफ, सो हु इज इन किचन एक्चुअली. तो हम यस जैसे ही बोल देते हैं, जैसे यस बोलने के बाद वो बंदा वैसे ही एक मैसेज करता है, या फिर अभी तो काफ़ी सारे एप्लीकेशंस भी आए हैं, पहले तो ये मैन्युअली जाके ऑर्डर पास करते थे कि सेफ को बोलते थे कि हे सो वी हैव वन ऑर्डर फॉर बिरयानी फॉर टेबल नंबर 26. जैसे ये होता है तो वो बंदा कहीं से भी जुगाड़ करके बिरयानी बना देगा टेस्टी. एंड जैसे ही बिरयानी होती है तो अगेन उनका एग्जीक्यूटिव जाएगा एंड वो उठा के लेके आएगा एंड सर्व करेगा कस्टमर को. एंड जैसे ही ये पूरी चीज़ प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होती है, सर्व होता है, उसके बाद डेफिनेटली व्हाट वी डू, वी चेक आउट. जैसे कि हम ये पूछेंगे कि भाई कितना हुआ बताओ, अमाउंट बताओ. पहले तो पता ही था अमाउंट, लेकिन अगर कुछ अदर कुछ आपने ऐड किया नहीं किया जो भी है, तो फिर आप जैसे उसने बोला कि सर यस टू 100 रुपीज़, देन वी ऑलवेज आस्क फॉर पेमेंट ऑप्शन. सो डू वी हैव अ क्रेडिट कार्ड ऑप्शन, डेबिट कार्ड और अदर चेक पेमेंट एंड ऑल. बट ये होटल में ऐसे कोई 200 के लिए चेक पेमेंट तो नहीं होगा. डेफिनेटली डेबिट कार्ड, क्रेडिट कार्ड एंड वायर ट्रांसफर और ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग पेमेंट ऑप्शन दैट यू कैन सी फॉर सच ए प्रोडक्ट. बट ये बैंकिंग में चेक पेमेंट भी होता है, ये भी होता है, बट ये हमें बैंकिंग के पर्सपेक्टिव से ही सोचना है. तो ज़रा सोचिए कि इस एग्जाम्पल को अगर गौर से देखा जाए कि जो बंदा किचन में है, अगर वो किचन में सही तरह से काम नहीं करता, किचन में सही तरह से बिरयानी नहीं बनाता, तो कैन यू सर्व द गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ फूड टू योर कस्टमर. एंड अगर वो क्वालिटी ऑफ फूड कस्टमर को सर्व नहीं हो रहा है, सो इट मीन्स कि तुम्हारा जो बिजनेस है कहीं ना कहीं हैम्पर हो जाएगा. राइट. बट यहां पर एक सीखने वाली बात यह है कि जो बंदे कस्टमर को अटेंड करते हैं, दे वर्क एज अ फ्रंट ऑफिस एग्जीक्यूटिव. एंड जो बंदे ऑर्डर लेते हैं, ऑर्डर लेने के बाद जाके किचन में पास करके आते हैं, दे वर्क एज अ मिडिल ऑफिस रिप्रेजेंटेटिव. एंड जो बंदा एक्चुअली बिरयानी बना रहा है, बनाने के बाद मिडिल ऑफिस एग्जीक्यूटिव को बोल रहा है कि भाई बिरयानी बन गई, तो जाके फिर से मिडिल ऑफिस एग्जीक्यूटिव का काम है कि वो बिरयानी पिकअप करो एंड डेस्क तक जाके पहुंचाओ. जो कि कॉन्फर्मेशन एंड अफर्मेशन होता है ना, वैसे टाइप. कॉन्फर्मेशन जाता है, अफर्मेशन आता है, तो फिर वो बिरयानी आके सर्व हो जाएगी. तो देखो, अपने अपने हिसाब से हर एक डिपार्टमेंट का रोल बहुत क्रूसियल है. अगर जो डिलीवरी देने वाले ने गलती से कोई और डिलीवरी दे दी, बिरयानी की जगह समझो चिकन बिरयानी, हमने वेज बिरयानी का ऑर्डर दे दिया, कस्टमर चिल्लाएगा. यही तो रिस्क है, क्योंकि हमारा बंदा 200 क्वांटिटी की जगह उसने 2000 क्वांटिटी कर दिया. रिस्क है. सो दैट इज वॉट, ये जब भी रिकॉन होता है मिडिल ऑफिस के बीच और बैक ऑफिस के बीच, ये लोग कॉन्फर्मेशन देते हैं एक दूसरे को. ये लोग अपने अपने सिस्टम में एज अ मिडिल ऑफिस एंड बैक ऑफिस ये बोल के अपना अकाउंटिंग प्रोजेक्शन क्रिएट करते हैं. एंड अकॉर्डिंगली दे कन्फर्म विद ईच अदर. एंड इफ दे सी एनी काइंड ऑफ डिस्क्रिपेंसी, तो डेफिनेटली दे कैन रीच आउट टू द कस्टमर. अभी इस केस में भी देखिए, अगर सेटलमेंट वालों के पास अच्छे से इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं आई है, एंड वो बंदा मिडिल ऑफिस का बंदा जिन्होंने इन्फॉर्मेशन पास करी है वो कंफ्यूज है, settlement team they cannot take the call to directly prepare the chicken biryani and all. So definitely they will escalate this to the middle office guy. Hey, so whatever information that you have passed to us, so we are not sure about it, so why don't you reach out to the customer and ask the same information and just confirm it, because before go ahead with the contract or this process, so always we should confirm by the customer. ये होता है. एंड द सेम वे हम भी वहीं पे यही फॉलो करते हैं. कौन से भी टीम में काम करो, कोई भी चीज़ हम खुद पे नहीं लेते हैं. खुद हम डिसाइड नहीं करते हैं। अभी अगर आप अकाउंटिंग की बात करोगे, अकाउंटिंग में कई सारे टीम्स हैं, कई सारे, यानी कि टैक्स टीम, कस्टोडियंस, देन फीस, इंसेंटिव फीस टीम, कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन टीम, फिक्स्ड इनकम प्रोसेसिंग टीम, ट्रेड प्रोसेसिंग टीम, ट्रेड सेटलमेंट टीम, डेस्क टीम, इन सब के साथ हमें कांटेक्ट करना होता है, बिकॉज आफ्टर ऑल टू प्रिपेयर द अकाउंटिंग इट मीन्स वी नीड टू हैव अ information from them only, then we can go ahead and prepare the accounting in a prescribed format, otherwise we can't prepare the account. And in investment business होता क्या है, एक बाय की डिटेल्स होगी, नहीं तो सेल की डिटेल्स होगी, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट क्या होगा, उसके ऊपर जो इनकम हमें मिलता है वो होगा, या फिर जो कैपिटल गेन या फिर लॉस जो हम लेते हैं वो होगा। एंड अगर हम ये दो चीजें, कैपिटल गेन एंड कैपिटल, अगर हम ये इनकम अगर हम रिसीव कर रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली विल हैव सम टैक्सेस एज वेल, सो हाउ कैन वी अवॉइड टू दैम? And if you are earning gains and capital, so definitely the person who is providing this investment services to us, so they will have their own charges, they will also ask for a payment of their charges and all. And apart from that, if any government entity is involved in the process, who is providing the safety and security, and who is actually protecting to the interest of an investor, then definitely they will have some their own charges. Clearing house, maybe the custodian, maybe the uh, who else, which the depository, they will have their own charges. तो वो सब चार्जेस एज अ अकाउंटेंट, अगर नॉर्मल बिजनेस में जब हम अकाउंटिंग करेंगे तो क्या होगा, जितनी चीजें हम परचेस की है, जितनी हमने सेल करी है, उसमें से जितना रेवेन्यू आया हुआ है, रेवेन्यू से हम लोग, एक तो लॉस होगा नहीं तो प्रॉफिट होगा। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कुछ उधार पे होता है, कुछ नगद पे होता है, तो ये सब चीजें हम देखते हैं, उसी के हिसाब से अकाउंटिंग प्रिपेयर करते हैं। कई सारे अकाउंटेंट है, दे आर फेल टू अंडरस्टैंड टू द इन्वेस्टमेंट बिजनेस इकोसिस्टम। उनको ये लगता है कि ये अकाउंटिंग प्रिपेयर करने के लिए हम क्या लेंगे, कौन से आइटम्स लेंगे, अरे इट्स लॉजिकल यार, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इन इन्वेस्टमेंट बिजनेस whether you have an option like you can buy the investment or else you can sell the investment, that's it। क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे कैश कैश खेलते हैं तो थोड़ी सी अकाउंटिंग करने में दिक्कत आती है, लैंग्वेज समझ में दिक्कत आती है, दैट्स फाइन। होगा क्या, जैसे कि अभी कैपिटल है तो तुम्हारी इन्वेस्टमेंट ही एक तरफ से कैपिटल होती है, जितना आप इन्वेस्ट करते हो बिगिनिंग में, दैट इज योर कैपिटल। एंड द सेम वे, जो बिगिनिंग में इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की वैल्यू थी मेरी 1000 करोड़, इन्वेस्टमेंट अभी अगर तुम, इफ यू आर परफॉर्मिंग और performing the suppose final accounting, and now the value of that particular asset is around 2000 crore, so it means 1000 your the liability side you can put your all the capital that you have, and the asset side you will have a entire investment, current investment at this point of time, what is the value of investment. But apart from that, the other players are there, so accordingly we'll have to deduct their charges as well. So that is what outstanding expenses you can see, uh, outstanding fees that you can see, or excess fees that you can see received or due or received from the broker, accordingly the taxes that you can see, right? Then the clearing corporations and their charges and fees that you can see, and that will have to again segregate to the profit and loss account or to the trading account or maybe to the balance it। यही चीजें होती है और इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं होगा। एंड इफ यू सी एनी लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, ये एक चीज मैंने आज पढ़ी है एक्चुअली, ऑफ द बैलेंस शीट रिकॉर्ड्स बोलते हैं उसको, total revenue swaps, so this is the derivative, it's a type of the derivative contracts। So in that case, if you entered into the TRS, total revenue swap, so in that case you don't need to mention that on your balance sheet. So what you can do, you can maintain that offside of the balance sheet, so where we will have to uh, create one the special notes below the balance sheet, and we'll have to mention all the the additional information in the special notes that you don't need to highlight on the balance sheet, as simple as that, of the balance sheet. And even most of the hedge fund houses, they also do entered in such a contracts just to take a off balance sheet benefit। कई सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो समझने में दिख, होप विक्रम यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दी अकाउंटिंग, कैसे कैसे अकाउंटिंग चली जाती है। ये जो बिगिनिंग थी, बिगिनिंग में ही क्योंकि कहीं सारे लोग इधर ही फेल हो जाते हैं, ठीक है। सपोज इन अ फर्स्ट जॉब इफ यू आर द पार्ट ऑफ सेटलमेंट, तो वो आप जाने की हिम्मत भी नहीं करते हो कि भाई सेटलमेंट ये कौन सी प्रोसेस है, कहाँ पे काम कर रहा हो, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट है, इसकी अपस्ट्रीम डाउनस्ट्रीम टीम्स क्या है, ये कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट है, उसकी लाइफ साइकिल, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें, तो यही दिक्कत शुरू हो जाती है बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ, ठीक है। अभी अकाउंटिंग अकाउंटिंग करके हम चिल्लाते हैं ना, तो ये अभी जो ट्रेड प्रोसेसिंग जो प्रोसेस है, यही से अकाउंटिंग स्टार्ट होती है। अगर ट्रेड, इफ देर इज नो ट्रेडिंग ट्रेड प्रोसेसिंग part, then you can't see the accounting. Even we don't need to perform the accounting and all. This applies to all the products, all the instrument. क्योंकि जब बाय करोगे तो ही, बाय एंड सेल करोगे, जब तुम्हें कुछ मिलेगा तभी आप वो अकाउंटिंग करोगे ना उसका। तो अकाउंटिंग क्यों करोगे? आपने कुछ बाय ही नहीं किया, आपने कुछ सेल ही नहीं किया, आपको कुछ रेवेन्यू नहीं हुआ, प्रॉफिट लॉस कैसे आप कैलकुलेट करोगे? अकाउंटिंग का मतलब है जस्ट टू कैलकुलेट द रियलाइज्ड और द रियल गेन फ्रॉम द इन्वेस्टमेंट। अलग से ऐसे कुछ नहीं करना है। बट अभी और एक चीज मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ, एक ये अकाउंटिंग वगैरह कैसी होती है। हम यहाँ तक आई आई है, तो वुड लाइक टू शो यू समथिंग। बैच नंबर 22, client information, NAV notes version। ब्लैकस्टोन मास्टर पंच कैपिटल। Okay, okay, I'll show you later that, because there was some document that where you can see all the accounting, fund flow statements, trading account and all, for that was for I think 2 to 3 hedge fund houses. So we will have a good understanding about the, again, the statements part. Okay. Okay, so these are like the current state of operations that you can see with the different organizations: OTC, over the counter reconciliation, cash reconciliation, price reconciliation, listed securities reconciliation, corporate action, check to Bloomberg, right? So are you about the Bloomberg? So how it looks like and all? Have you worked on it? Any? Even sometime they ask about the Bloomberg. So Bloomberg. Okay, so how it's look like? See this. So this provide information to us. Just you can see all the information. This information is available on a public domain. So Bloomberg in a fixed income integration, right? See this. Okay. So this is the contract note actually, right? Face value, Bloomberg price, last LIBOR reset margin, total current coupon rate, L2 maturity, assumed LIBOR rate, future period, and also such information that we'll have to reconcile from the Bloomberg side. This is the spread actually that you can see. Spread, it means just all the information that you can see on the screen. You can see the settlement date, settle duration, right? Spread, price, yield. Exactly. The Bloomberg is just the financial information provider. Ex- Exactly. Yeah, money control is work at the regional level, that I would say. And this Bloomberg is a centralized platform and trustworthy platform for all the major institutions. So that is what they even have a much trust on the information provided by the Bloomberg and Reuters, and there are many more. Right. Ex- See, in this case, see the buy and sell that you can see. Green, it means it's a buy trade, right? And if you see the sell in green, so it means sell trade, right? And all the information that you can see here, like the price, what is the price for XYZ quantity. Exactly. Price, this is just a rate that you can say. Then uh, the face, it means it's like the quantity that is in million, all right? You in principle, so once you multiply with this price, 1 million into 99.78, then you will have an amount like 99.7. This is the principle, it means this is the amount that you have paid to buy this face quantities, okay? And then accrued, it means, so are you aware about accrued interest? But most of the time you can see, so the interviewer ask about the formulas, how can you calculate. But yes, in the note itself that you can check that formula as well, okay? So I have shared it, and if you are not able to understand, yeah. And exactly, and suppose if you are not able to understand, then you can reach out to me. I would more happy to again. Hmm. Hmm. No, once the trade gets settled, since that settlement date to it will start to accrue. That is what there is a settlement date, right? So once in the settlement period, that even once the trade happens, so within that trade gate should settle on the settlement date. And if it is not settled on time, so that is what, so why they impose some restrictions on us or settlement team to settle that trade on within a deadline. Once you exactly, if you start to accrue, then you will again start to lost the accrued interest. But yeah, 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 correct. And that is what, see, as simple as that. If you don't settle the trade on time, so the counterparties, they start to losing the accrued interest, and every counterparty, they look for the accrued interest actually. And from a regulator side as well as from a counterparty side, we have obligations as a settlement team. So we have to settle the trade on time, and if you are not able to do it, then that means they can again escalate that matter to the regulator, and regulator can charge the strong penalty on that particular settlement team. So that is what, everything should get settled on time. Okay. And even for a recon purpose also, most of the companies, they allow to do the recon from the Bloomberg side as well. So you can check the same information in your accounting system, as well as you can check the information on Bloomberg side or Reuters side. Okay. And for a corporate action especially, suppose uh, if you have opportunity to join any corporate action team, few organizations, they will also allow you to do the recon from this or to confirm the data from the Bloomberg. Like you can see the X date. Okay, so let me again, uh, Bloomberg corporate action details. Hmm. Next details. Here that you can see. Here we are. Okay, see this. The corporate action type that you can see, this is a script. DRP script means it's a dividend reinvestment plan. Then the announcement date, and even the distribution type is, that is not even important, but you can check it. This is a regular cash distribution event. Announcement date, when they announce the corporate action, that you can check the same data with your system as well. Okay, and that is what you can perform the reconciliation between your data and this. The X date, which is something, uh, if you want a benefit of a corporate action, then you should have to place the trade before the X date. Then only you can take the benefit of a corporate action, and even that should settle on X date plus 2. It means on a record date. Then only you can take the leverage of this record date, sorry, corporate action. So that is what, and even so, most of the time in an interview also they ask the rule of corporate action. You make sure, most of the time they make an argument and try to confuse you on this part. Like, there is a rule: any trade should place before the X date. So it means, like, suppose in this case you can say, so trade should get a trade on 8/7. Okay, not even 8/8. So 8 August, that you can say. Trade gate should place or traded before the X date and should get settled on or before record date. So in that case only you are entitled to receive the benefit from the issuer. Otherwise, benefit will not received. Your trade get failed from a corporate action perspective. Suppose if there is an exception. Exception is like, suppose you have an agreement with the XYZ counterpart. XYZ counterpart means the seller. So in that case, you can submit that report to the broker and you can convince them to pay the dividend to you. But yes, so you cannot pay that in a regular way. So for that matter, there is a process like the claim process, or maybe the process of like manual process. So accordingly, we'll have to process it. Okay. And even the pay date. Yeah, please. Exactly. Before on or before record date. Record date minus 2 would be the X date. Yeah, exactly. Because X date minus 1 would be the entitlement date. Okay, suppose if you serve the entitlement date, then definitely you are eligible, and that dividend called as like manufactured dividend. So that dividend received to you during the short position period or short selling period. The dividend which has been generated due to short sale, that dividend called as manufactured dividend. Okay, even sometime they ask questions on this part as well. So you नहीं, सिंपली देखो, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का मतलब यही हुआ ना कि आपने बोला कि मैंने सिक्योरिटी जो है मेरी एक्स डेट पे बेची है। बेचने के बाद समझो, डिविडेंड तो कंपनी ने तो ऑलरेडी डिविडेंड अनाउंस कर दिया था, एक्स डेट अनाउंस कर दिया है, करेक्ट। तो इस पे आपने अभी इसी को ले लो, आपने क्या कर दिया कि 8/8/7 पे आपने सिक्योरिटी बेच दी। जो रूल के हिसाब से ये है कि कोई भी सिक्योरिटी आपके पास X-1 पे होनी चाहिए, एंड इट शुड गेट सेटल्ड ऑन T+2, यानी कि रिकॉर्ड डेट के पहले या फिर रिकॉर्ड डेट पे सेटल होनी चाहिए। ठीक है, आपने जो रूल तोड़ा है, रूल ये तोड़ा है आपने कि एक तो सिक्योरिटी आपने 2 दिन के लिए अकाउंट में रखे नहीं। बट इंपॉर्टेंट यहां पे ये है, देखो आपको डिविडेंड क्यों मिलता है। सो देयर इज अ रूल, राइट, एवरी ट्रेड गेट सेटल्ड ऑन अ T+2 बेसिस। यानी कि ये अगर आप देख रहे हो, आठ, अगर इसको आपने एक्स डेट को अगर आपने ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट किया है, सेल किया है, तो एनीवेज इट विल टेक 2 days टू गेट सेटल्ड। तो यानी कि यू आर ओनली, exactly, so that is what you are only entitled to receive the dividend, and that activity called as like manufactured dividend. The dividend has been generated due to short. trading or selling or buying that you can call. बाइंग करोगे तो नहीं मिलेगा बेनिफिट इन शॉर्ट, ठीक है। अभी अगर कोई एक्स डेट पे कोई बाय कर रहा है तो इस केस में नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि ये जो रूल है x-1, x-1 मीन्स 7 तारीख को 7 अगस्त को ट्रेड प्लेस होना चाहिए। समझा नहीं समझा? एग्जैक्टली। हाँ बट साइंटिफिकली देखो, ऐसे हाइपोथेटिकली मत सोचो कि ऑन ओनर, बिकॉज नियम रूल क्या है कि T+2 पे ट्रेड सेटल्ड होगा ना। मतलब कोई भी, अगर आप 8 अगस्त को आप अगर कोई सेल कर रहे हो, टिल आपके पास मतलब जाने की जो उसकी जो एक्चुअली रिकॉर्डेड है तब तक वो सिक्योरिटी आपकी अकाउंट में रहने वाली है। ठीक है, तो इसलिए ये बहुत बार ऐसे लोग, ये जो बड़े बड़े हेज फंड हाउसेस होते हैं ना, ये डिविडेंड का बेनिफिट लेने के लिए शॉर्ट सेल करते हैं, क्योंकि उनको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए नहीं बैठना है, सिर्फ डिविडेंड लेना है बस। अगर कोई कंपनी ने समझो कि 100 रुपए का शेयर से 100 रुपए का डिविडेंड अनाउंस कर दिया, किसको नहीं चाहिए? राइट, तो हेज फंड वाले बहुत ज्यादा, क्योंकि उनका तो बिजनेस ही वही है, पैसे कमाना। ठीक है, ये सबका है ऑनेस्टली, बट ठीक है। Okay, then ISIN is also important, so you can reconcile this ISIN with your the system, and you can check it. The currency or country of issuer and domicile, that is also important. Company name, I, yeah, it's a security number. International security number that you can call. CIDOL is also again international security number, or identification number also you can call, right? Because on the once you enter this ISIN number on a respective platform, so you can access the information on that particular security. देखो यार, कभी कभार जैसे कि अभी तुम ये सवाल, अगर मैं तुम्हें सवाल पूछता हूँ व्हाई देयर इज अ कस्टमर आईडी, देन वी हैव अ अकाउंट नंबर, एंड व्हाई अगेन देयर इज अ that what I can say, the branch number. Not even from a banking perspective I'm asking, right? We have, see, when you see your passbook, there you can see the account number, customer customer number, then branch number, then MICR code, right? Why those are there? Did you ever think? ठीक है, सिंपली द मीनिंग इसकी ज्यादा से ज्यादा देखो फिल्टर होने चाहिए। अकाउंट नंबर कॉमन हो सकता है तुम्हारा, आइजिन मतलब कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती है जो कॉमन कभी कभार हो सकती है, बट जो यूनिक नंबर्स दिए जाते हैं जैसे कि कस्टमर आईडी, वो कभी यूनिक नहीं होगा या फिर कोई क्रिएट भी नहीं कर पाएगा। so, ज्यादा से ज्यादा जितने फिल्टर्स होते हैं पेमेंट प्रोसेस करते टाइम, तो उतने कम फ्रॉड्स होंगे ना, इसलिए। एंड कुछ कुछ चीजें इंटरनल, अभी कुछ चीजें होती है जो वर्ल्ड वाइड रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए होती है, कुछ होती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल पे रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए होती है, कुछ चीजें होती है प्रोसेस वाइज रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए होती है, राइट? जैसे कि सिडॉल है, उसके बाद क्यूसिप भी होता है एक, राइट? वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है। क्यूसिप ऑल्सो इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे आप चेक कर सकते हो उसको, राइट? सिडॉल भी है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कुछ अनदर इंटरनल आइडेंटिफायर्स होते हैं जो इंटरनली उन्होंने क्रिएट किया हुआ एक्स वाई जेड कंपनीज ने, वो भी देखने को मिलेंगे आपको। ओके, so the frequency of the dividend that you can check quarterly, and that is what even we can calculate. So once they announce the ex date, then we can start to calculate the accruals, because we know that we have passed the ex dividend date, so it means we are entitled to receive the dividend, and that is what when we start to mention that in our accounting system or in a profit and loss account, maybe in our fund flow statement, or maybe in our different financial reports. Okay, currency important hai, because sometime you can see that this is the announcement currency, but the custodian process the payment, they can process the payment in other currency like INR, GBP, and other tradable currency. So in that case, it's quite difficult to understand that the payment wire and payment instructions and to verify it accordingly. That is what we have to perform the FX process, FX exposure and FX template that we'll have to prepare, and accordingly we'll have to process the payment to our XYZ investors. Okay, even you can trace this all the details through this customer action ID as well. Okay, you can search that and you can again check the information. So this is how this Bloomberg work. Most of the time they ask this information to us. So did you did you deal with this corporate action, sorry, the Bloomberg and all. But yeah, you can tell them. I know that. So what information that we need to check on a Bloomberg and all. So what is important, what is not important. You can tell them everything, right? Even this applies not only the corporate action, this applies for a fund accounting perspective as well. Okay, exactly, exactly. When I see some useful information, I always save that and read it, and even share. I can share with my clients as well. We shouldn't miss to this insightful information. You and I am planning to write a book on this entire banking products. So it would be like consolidated book and would be like the SOP, subject operating procedure. Let's see how it's work, how long it will take to design the book. But yeah, very soon we can see some good news. Okay, so that is how we perform the reconciliation and all. Even you can see the bond interest, cash interest, and all. Okay, then okay, so here we are like so conclusion is like even we look to the all the entire the hedge fund products and all. Okay, but one thing that I wanted to show you isn't it? Actually, this is also like the Bloomberg that you can see all the information here. Okay, so I'm the member of this the Trendliness. So that is what I can access the information for few of the companies and mutual fund houses and all. Okay, see this Franklin India Flexi Cap. Okay, their size is around 10,000 crore almost. Okay, another one would like to show you some international funds. Yeah. Hmm. So the debt large cap hybrid. These are the types actually tax saving large cap, mid cap, small cap, multi cap. Hmm. Okay. So who are the superstars? Okay, foreign institutional investor. It means like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and all. And this is DII means domestic institutional investors. Okay. So this is the data for Friday. This is the recent data that you can see here. Okay. Like अगर ये आप फ्राइडे को देखोगे तो इतना सेलिंग हुआ है 700 करोड़ का फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टरों ने सेलिंग करी है तो इट कुड बी जेपी मॉर्गन इट कुड बी मॉर्गन स्टैनले इट कुड बी द म्यूचुअल फंड हाउसेस इंटरनेशनल म्यूचुअल फंड हाउसेस एंड ऑल right? ये देखोगे तो ठीक है. And even you can, this is for total all, and you can see the segment wise as well. Even you can see the product wise as well: mutual fund equity, mutual fund debt, mutual fund derivatives, foreign institutional derivatives, debt, and all. So we'll look to the equity part. So this is for past month, the data that we have. So I want to show you the data. Pro cash provisionals, FI cash. Cash means it's a delivery, okay? So when you hold a security for more than a week, that, or else you can say like more than a month, so that part called as like cash segment, okay? Just be sure on this part. So this is a read only demo portfolio transaction. Okay, see, in a one portfolio, you can see the the n number of stocks. In this portfolio, you can see only the graphical representation as well. The portfolio size is around 1.32 crore, right? So majorly they have invested 52 crores around, sorry, 50, yes. Majorly they have invested in Maruti Suzuki and then MRF, and you can see the other like Aichi Motor, Fortis Healthcare, Canara Bank, and JSW Energy as well. This is the graphical representation for your product. These are the companies on a quarterly basis. That is what we have to see the unrealized profit. So this stock is in profit like around 81%. This Adani Power is like 152, 155%. Then the Canara Bank is in loss, 46% loss. So that is what on a daily basis. Yeah, exactly. So even on a quarterly basis or on a daily basis, we'll have to review all the profit and loss, because we are dealing with the product which is like highly volatile. See the Jet Airways, like the 84% loss that we have. The Eros International Media, like 91% loss that we have. Like then the again Canara Bank and all. So this is how the work. Even you can see the broker reports. Want to show you that as well. See, on a daily basis, even the brokers provide rating to the respective products. So you can open it and you can check it. If you want that, you can check it. So this is the again represent the same representation that you can see on where on a Bloomberg as well, right? That is how the Bloomberg the most of the investor prefer, right? So every information that you can see here, the portfolios and all, the superstar investor. And if you want the information of superstar investors, for example, Rakesh Damani, Radhakrishna Damani, right? He is the major institutional investor. See this, his holding that you can see on a quarterly basis. What they do, they increase the holding and they decrease the holding. They sold, yeah, they sold the shares from this Blue Dart and Metropolis, and even they have bought the new positions in United Breweries and Sundaram Finance Holdings. See this. At this point of time in their portfolio, you can see the position like in VST Industries, Sundaram Finance, India Cement, Trent, then United Breweries, 3M Media, Infotech, right? Blue Dart, Metropolis, Sundaram. So that is how they work, and even the same applies to the mutual fund houses as well. So just this is for like your knowledge purpose. So you should know each and everything, how they work and all, how they design the portfolio, how they provide the investor allocation service and all. Because even if you click on this any of the fund, why I'm not seeing the international funds? Okay, here definitely it would have. I don't know even. Okay, so we'll click to any one of them. See this. This is the NAV, net asset value. So every day that will have to produce this NAV and we'll have to update on the respective accounting platforms. And if you don't update, then like the investor they cannot buy your units, the mutual fund units or hedge fund units. So that is what every day that will have to calculate the NAV, net asset value, for per day, and we'll have to produce it and we'll have to represent to the respective uh, the accounting platforms. There are a number of accounting platforms. Right, see this. Okay, so they're invested in, see, they have invested in State Bank, ICICI Bank, Infosys, Larsen and Toubro, NTPC, Coal India, ITC, and Axis, and many more. Right. Their values as on 177 crore, three-party repos and net current asset and revised repos and all. This is something. Okay, so total holding, market value. देन नाउअडेज अभी बहुत सारे ऐसे एडवांसमेंट आई हुई है इंडस्ट्री में, तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि तुम्हें हर चीज़ मैनुअली करनी है. ये जो एप्लीकेशन है, ये उसके बैकएंड में जो लोग बैठे हुए हैं, ये जो सेटलमेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव होंगे ऐसे ही, तो वो लोग यही काम करते हैं, पूरा डेटा एडिट करके पोस्ट करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, इसलिए ये एनएवी यहाँ पर आपको दिखने लगेगी, ये रिटर्न्स कितने हैं, हाई कितना हुआ था, लो कितना हुआ था. ये भी स्टॉक की तरह ही, नॉर्मल स्टॉक की तरह ही काम करता है, अलग कुछ है नहीं है उसमें, हेज फंड म्यूचुअल. बट हमें पता नहीं होता है ना, तो थोड़ी सी दिक्कतें ज़्यादा आती है इसमें. Okay, so we are done with this, the introductory part of a hedge fund. And for a mutual fund also, like we you can apply the same logic, because this is for mutual fund that you can see the allocation and all. But yes, we'll discuss the hedge fund and mutual fund processes collaboratively, because the settlement process would be same for a mutual fund and hedge fund. The trade processing process would be same. The even recon process would be same. Tax calculation process would be same. The other like corporate action, that process would be remain same for hedge fund and mutual fund. Yes, you can see the change in the fees allocation part. For a hedge fund, it would be like very difficult to calculate the fees and all and to allocate it to the respective investors account. For a mutual fund, there wouldn't be any like difficulties to calculate it. Right. And the like technical things that like risk, the volume and other the fees and all, definitely the hedge fund is quite risky than the mutual fund, and you can see the more return on hedge fund than the mutual fund. Mutual fund is for like poor people and the hedge fund is like the rich people who can meet the investment requirement. ठीक है. यही चीज़ें है उसमें. अब इसमें मुझे एंड पे आप सवाल कर सकते हो, आपके सवाल अप्रिशिएटेड, वुड लाइक टू आंसर टू योर डाउट्स. ये इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट था हेज फंड के लिए. म्यूचुअल फंड के लिए भी मैंने जो पीडीएफ शेयर करी, आप वो खुद पढ़ना एंड ट्राई टू लिंक इट. ठीक है, मैं कितना भी अच्छी तरह से आपको एक्सप्लेन करूँ, चीज़ें आपको पढ़नी पड़ेगी जो आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ा सकती है बहुत ज़्यादा, एंड डाउट्स जो मैं हूँ डाउट्स रिजॉल्व करूँगा आपको. ठीक है, एंड यस, सो इसके बाद हम प्रोसेस उठाएंगे. देखो, ये प्रोसेस उठाएंगे, अब नहीं उठाएंगे, आज नहीं उठाएंगे, क्योंकि ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो समझना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. शायद ये है. ओके, सो विल स्टार्ट विद द, बिकॉज इसमें हमने ट्रेड प्रोसेसिंग का काफ़ी सेगमेंट कवर किया हुआ है. ठीक है, मैंने कई सारी ऐसी चीज़ें बता दी है जो चैलेंजेस हो आते हैं उसमें, कौन से चीज़ें आती है। ठीक है, यही चीज़ें आपको इंटरव्यू में भी पूछी जाएंगी, अलग से कुछ नहीं पूछा जाएगा। ठीक है, जितनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक इंटरव्यूअर की होती है ना, वो प्रोसेस वाइज भागते हैं, बट हम जो प्रिपेयर करते समय हम हर एक प्रोडक्ट्स को कवर करते हैं। ठीक है, तो कभी कभार हो सकता है ना कि मतलब उसने ज़्यादा प्रोसेसिंग करी है तो एक आधा कहीं से ना क्वेश्चंस उठा के आके फेंकता है हम पे, तो उसको डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं, उसके लिए भी मेरे पास सोल्यूशन है। ठीक है, डोंट वरी। सो विल स्टार्ट विद द कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन, सो नेक्स्ट सेशन विल बी ऑन कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन, and even I have shared the notes for all the the sessions, so you can go through it. So that will be like the value addition for you when you go. First of all, when you read the notes and when you sit for a class, then you can see like value addition in your knowledge, right? Then yeah, the next session, even I'm in a planning to schedule a session within a week as well, in between the week. So let's see, right? So Monday I'll see, and then I'll confirm to you if we can schedule the session in the morning hours, because want to wrap up this, and then we can we'll have a time to do lots of, even we can try to look for your CV as well, and then we can schedule your mock interviews, and we can discuss lots of things, right? So different questions that I can throw on you, and you can defend to it, and even we can try to build questions, sorry, the answers, right? Attractive answers that I would say, which can create an impression on interviewer, right? So we'll try to do that, and we'll try to focus, major focus on that only. See, honestly, just will even I have shared that material with you. You can go through it, okay? And जैसे कि मैंने बोला, साइड पॉकेट स्ट्रेटेजी है, शॉर्ट है, हेज है, यही है। बट ये जो अगर ऑपरेशन के लिए आप जॉब देख रहे हो ना, दैट डजंट मेक सेंस टू रीड ऑल द थिंग्स। ठीक है, हमारा टारगेट ये होना चाहिए कि जैसे मैंने बोला ना कि यस, बैक एंड जितनी भी टास्क है, मिडिल ऑफिस के जितने भी टास्क है, हमको वो उस पर फोकस करना है। एंड इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट एक्टिविटी, देन आई डोंट माइंड टू जंप ऑन दैट, एंड देन वी कैन डिस्कस इट एज वेल। हार्डली देखो कैसे रहता है ना कि अभी कभी कभार 99% केसेस में इंटरव्यूअर प्रिपेयर नहीं रहता है। ठीक है, वो क्या करता है ना कि ऐसे आप इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठे, उसको दिमाग में अभी कुछ आ नहीं रहा है, तो उसने ऐसे बोला कि व्हाट आर द इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटेजीज फॉर हेज फंड। तो अगर एक बार पूछा वाला सवाल अगर आप हर बार उसके लिए कैरी करोगे, तो दैट डजंट मेक सेंस, हर जगह पर नहीं। एंड उसका जवाब भी ना दो तो भी कुछ दिक्कत है ही नहीं है, उसको भी पता नहीं होगा कि क्यों, क्योंकि जो बंदा ऑपरेशन में काम कर रहा है, हाउ कैन ही से दैट लाइक ही इज अवेयर अबाउट द हेज फंड इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटेजीज। इसलिए इन्वेस्टमेंट, अल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेस है, कहीं पे भी लिस्टेड नहीं दिखेगा आपको, इसको डेड पूल कहा जाता है इन्वेस्टमेंट का। ठीक है, अनरेगुलेटेड मार्केट है काफी ज्यादा। द रीजन इज कि दिस मतलब कुछ रूल्स, कुछ ऐसे स्ट्रैटेजीज है ना, वो कुछ रूल के मुताबिक नहीं होती है। शॉर्ट करना है, क्यों करना है भाई, लोगों की इन्वेस्टमेंट है, क्यों करते हो? अभी कोई बोलेगा कि मैं रिटर्न के लिए कर रहा हूँ, कोई बोलेगा मैं हेज के लिए कर रहा हूँ, ये एज पर सेक्शन कैसे लाओगे आप इसको? कोई बोलेगा कि चलो मुझे ऐसे डिविडेंड खाना है, जो अपने हमने अभी डिस्कस किया। इसलिए अगर आप थोड़ा सा, कुछ ऐसे सवाल आते हैं ना, इसलिए मैंने वो मटेरियल इसलिए दिया है ताकि आप सब रीड करो। हम इम्पोर्टेंट इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स को स्क्रब करेंगे, क्योंकि इसमें क्या होगा ना कि अगर ज़्यादा टाइम जाएगा आपका भी। और एक बार ये देखो, आई ऑल्सो इंश्योर यू, अगर आपको जॉब लग गया फिर भी आपको ये चीज़ें कवर करना है, आई बी देयर, विल डिस्कस एंड टू एंड। even you can enhance your other skills as well, so that is also absolutely fine, don't worry about it। ठीक है, सो आई एम होपिंग दैट ये आपके जितने भी डाउट्स अभी तक के जो थे, आई हैव रिजॉल्व इट। या फिर जो भी आपको, मैं ये अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि आपको थोड़ा सा एटलीस्ट आइडिया तो आया होगा कि म्यूचुअल फंड की इन्वेस्टमेंट, ये वो, हेज फंड, राइट। एंड वो रिपोर्ट भी मैंने जो शेयर करा है, इजीली आपको रिपोर्ट ढूंढने के लिए नहीं मिलेगा कहीं भी। मैंने एक वीक स्पेंड किया है ऐसे सोर्सेज ढूंढने के लिए। कंटिन्यूअसली 6 घंटे 7 घंटा 6 घंटा बैठना एंड ढूंढना कि भाई क्या क्या हो, क्योंकि इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है ही नहीं है यार, ऑनेस्टली। ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है, मैंने काफ़ी सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन तो इकट्ठा करी है यहाँ पे और मैं दे ही रहा हूँ आपको, टेक दैट एडवांटेज। ओके, and even I would request you, side by side start to do the preparation for interview as well, so don't even think कि चलो कि भाई मैं पूरा प्रिपरेशन होने के बाद इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठूंगा। ये सोचना ठीक है, बट इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से, क्योंकि सीखना अलग बात है, इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से प्रिपेयर करना अलग बात है। ओके, तो आप अभी से ही जो आपका पहला प्रिलिमिनरी जो प्रीफेस होता है इंटरव्यू का, इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट बोलते हैं उसे, उसके ऊपर भी फोकस करिए। देन जो आपके रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज अभी सीखने के बाद हम डिसाइड करने वाले, दैट इज फाइन। देन जो अदर चीज़ें आपने कुछ करी है उसके लिए भी प्रिपेयर रहिए बताने के लिए, या फिर जो राइट, इट शुड बी रिलेवेंट एंड इट शुड बी मोर प्रोफेशनल सो यू कैन डिस्क्लोज देम एज वेल इन द डिस्कशन। ये चीज़ें भी, एंड उसको थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि जब आप, मैं तुम्हारा मॉक इंटरव्यू लूंगा ना, तो मैं उसमें आपको हेल्प करूंगा कि सिस्टमैटिक वे से कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज कर सकते हो वो चीज़ें। क्योंकि कल एक अपने बंदे का, मेरे क्लाइंट का इंटरव्यू था विद जेपी मॉर्गन। उसने फर्स्ट राउंड क्लियर कर दिया, उसका सिलेक्शन हुआ है दो जगह पर, एक थर्ड पार्टी एंड एक ये है, यूबीएस है। बट उसको जेपी के लिए, उसने मुझे पूछा कि सर जेपी के लिए कॉल है तो क्या करूं। मैंने बोला कि भाई ऐसे मिस नहीं करते है तो कूदना है। तो उसका प्रिपरेशन करके हम लोगों ने इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से बिठाया था, तो फाइनली उसका फर्स्ट राउंड हुआ है, सेकंड राउंड मंडे को है। सो तो इसलिए ये कंटिन्यूअसली इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से प्रिपेयर करते रहो, हमारे लिए वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है। ठीक है। एंड फिर हम एट द एंड क्या करेंगे ना कि जो, एक मिनट, लेट मी स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है।